Hello, everybody. Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. Today here it is November 22nd, 2021. And if you've been following my YouTube here, I submitted a Crimestoppers tip here 2 days ago for the crimes and murders here in Midland. Real long fact field. That's actually what this video is. I read that in that video that I posted. Okay, so when you do a Crimestoppers tip, here's what you get. You get this a confirmation number. It gives me the tip ID and the password. I normally wouldn't show you that, but basically it says here you can add additional information, and you just log in with the tip ID and the password, and then you can add information. Okay, you just go to this website, you put in the tip ID, put in the password. Well, I did it like 2 or 3 times. I can't get logged in. Doesn't exist. It's gone mysteriously. Here's this fact-filled crime tip concerning multiple crimes and murders here in Midland, and of course a large group of police that were caught. That are caught. That's all they are. That were assisting with the murder attempt on my life, with the obstruction of justice, tampering with evidence, etc. That's what that tip was about, and it's gone. It is gone. Why do we even have a Crimestoppers system? So maybe we just go, oh, it was just a technical problem. We didn't delete it, right? Whatever. But anyway, what it tells you is, well, if you can't get logged in, submit a new tip and then just note it in the new tip. Okay, and so that's where we're at right now, is the new tip. Okay, and so I'm going to show you what I'm doing here as I'm doing it, because I want the whole world to see what's going on here in Midland, where they're rigging homes and they're murdering one homeowner after another. Homes all over the country are rigged with hidden access, and the press is hiding the crimes from the public, and police are underneath homes involved in these violent crimes against innocent homeowners. Okay, and so here's what I read. Okay, I attempted to add information. Here's what I sent. I attempted to add information to tip number 247 whatever, which was created on 12/20/21, but there seems to be a problem with your system, as I could not log in with the password that was provided to me for updates. The message on the screen told me to create a new tip and then note this technical problem here. That's what I'm doing. That tip contained a fact-filled PDF which concerns multiple crimes and murders here in Midland, along with the premeditated capital attempted murder on my life. I will reattach the PDF file just in case this very important document was somehow lost or deleted. Okay. As noted in my previous tip, on January 28, 2012, I was ambushed and shot by somebody under my home with burglar alarms going off in my attic. Back then, all I had was this crazy story, but that isn't the case anymore. Now there's absolute proof showing that I wasn't shot with my gun, which makes this a capital attempted murder. I provided a link to a video showing the multiple and undeniable proofs for this fact. Okay, there isn't a statute of limitations on that. Okay. There is proof of almost 50 other homeowners reporting people in the attic, with a dozen addresses in Odessa and another dozen in Midland. I've made many proof videos showing burglar alarms going off my attic from multiple systems, including a Vivid, and I saw a young Hispanic guy in my attic one day. This is widespread racketeering and organized crime, and it's now known these are dangerous criminals who cut phone lines and shoot the homeowner by surprise. And there are now multiple people documented as saying that tunnels and underground homes are here, which includes recent sheriff candidate Joe Lozano and a CAD programmer that told me she worked on this underground safe house project that was completed in 1987 with a budget of $7.35 million. She said she worked for PBK, who also built a school here in Midland. And there's supporting evidence such as Google Maps. In fact, Google Maps is showing a large building in my backyard at 3802 Fair Circle that can't be seen from above ground. This is obviously one of the underground crime centers, and maybe where a young girl was murdered at in 2010. In October 2010, my friend Angie McGee Hurley told me about a young girl that was murdered at an oil show party because she was at because that girl refused to prostitute. This party was 5 minutes drive from my home, and I know that because we talked on the phone while she drove there. I'm sure those parties and that murder was in these underground homes. Angie was afraid to report this murder and said that high-level police were also there. The remains of a 14 to 21-year-old girl was found outside of Midland in 2013. The young previous owner of my home, Mike Lawson, died the week before the 2008 oil show started, with conflicting reports of where he died at. I feel sure he was murdered here and then taken to Fort Worth. That was when I transferred into town as the next unsuspecting victim. The police report for the night of the murder attempt on my life was illegally withheld for 7 years, but when I finally got a copy of it in 2019, it showed that Lieutenant Dickey was inside my home at 11:05 p.m. when he wasn't seen arriving on the security cameras that had saw Martin County Sheriff John Woodward and the late Midland County Sheriff Deputy Mike Naylor 4 minutes earlier. All other doors to my home were secured with extra locks, as noted on the police reports, which proved that Dickey and other officers, Davis, Chadwell, Angel, and Hale, came into my home from the now removed trapdoor that the ex-wife had already told me about and from where I had been ambushed and shot. This isn't proof that these police tried to murder me, but it is proof they were involved in trying to cover up the premeditated capital attempted murder. Evidence of this capital crime was provided in the now missing tip I sent a few days ago. The additional information that I wanted to send was that I was contacted by Ryan Morrow this week telling me that people were still getting into his attic. He is one of the many people that I've documented reporting people in the attic here in Midland. That was since I sent this first Crimestoppers. Also made a video this morning of a motion-activated security light going off in my attic. I made many of these in the past, but this was after I sent the previous Crimestoppers tip about these crimes. In capitals, the crimes continue, okay? And there's the link to the video from this morning, felony burglary 12/22/21. It's also theft of services. You know, that was my light. Okay, so then I come in here, offense type other, multiple crimes and murders including burglary, theft of services, attempted murder, tampering with evidence, obstruction of justice, extortion, and there's other ones on there, right? There's maiming, mutilation. I mean, there's so many, slander, libel, you name it. I mean, there is so many crimes. It is, you just can't even count them all. Okay. Actual victim, yes and no. I'm one of many victims. There's all kinds of victims. Okay. There was no option for yes and no. Okay. Are you reporting a crime in process? Not at this moment. Okay. This morning. Okay. And so here's the address right here. And then on the bottom, I attached that PDF file that I read in the first video. And I said, due to space limitations on your system. That's why I created a PDF file, because their little cheesy system only gives you so many words. You know, they're really trying to stop you from reporting crime, as far as I'm concerned. I created this fact-filled PDF file which contains links to videos that I believe will solve multiple crimes and murders. It's already been sent once, but that Crimestoppers tip mysteriously disappeared. Okay, I'm not a robot. Here we go. Y'all ready? Submit. The description is limited to 4,000 characters. Now I have to rewrite it. That's the problem that I had. That's what I was telling you. And I did, you know, even my new rewrite was short, you know, and you can't get it short enough for them. I mean, and, you know, and that's why I have the PDF file there. Looks like, you know, I'm going to have to go delete something. Ain't that amazing? I'm going to delete it and resend it. But this is my video. I mean, it's just lawlessness is what's going on. They're breaking into my home. They tried to murder me in my home. Proof police were under my home and nobody will do anything about it. They're breaking into a whole bunch of homes. They killed more people. We got to do something.